Good evening, students. Now we'll move to see the 10 graph in trigonometric functions. We have already done two graphs, that is of the sine and cosine. Now we'll see about the 10 graph in trigonometric functions. Let us see how we can show it. Now like this is y, and this is x. 0 value. Now we will draw few lines. Here one straight line we try to draw. Likewise, it is pi by 2. It's pi. It's 3 pi by 2. It's 2 pi. Okay. Similarly, we'll draw here also. Similarly, we will draw here also. That is pi by 2. Okay. Now, similar we can draw here. We can show this line. That is pi negative 3 pi by 2, and next one will show like that is minus 2 pi. Okay, and now how you make it? It will be something like this. Or something like to be drawn like this. Okay, so next one will be like this. This one. Okay, now the next one will be like this. Something like this. Okay, so that is the value of 10 varies. Okay, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Okay. Something like the graph of the 10 will be shown like this, because in this also we know how the value of 10 varies. Okay, so similarly we can draw here also. It is how the value of okay, so we can show here it is how the value of the 10 varies. Okay, that is how the graph of 10 look like, because there's a break even point here. How the value of 10 at 90 it will not define. So for showing this not defined value, we can show it like this. Okay, so this is the value of 10, a graph of 10. So we have seen three graphs now: sine, cos, tan. Now let us solve numericals on the graph which we have learned earlier, how to find the values of trigonometric ratios at higher value if they have given. For example, if I say they are giving sine 765. Now we'll try some numericals so that it will be more clear to you that how you can use that graph. The graph I have told you about earlier, how the value of the ratios will be at which quadrant the ratio will be positive or negative, 0, 90, 180, okay, 270. So while solving such kind of numericals, you can easily draw here so that easily we can find the value. Okay, 0, 90. We all know that this is the first quadrant, all positive ratios are there. Okay, this is the first quadrant. Okay, this is the second quadrant, only sine or cosec value will be ratio will be positive. This is a third quadrant where we can find tan or cot ratio will be positive. Here fourth quadrant, here only will find that cos or sec ratio will be positive. Okay. So now see, they are asking about the value of 765. First of all, we have to see that here it is positive. So we need to find in which quadrant? In first quadrant or second quadrant? Because sign will be positive in only first and second quadrant. Okay. So let us see which value it is. 765. So if I say 360, then 95, then 450, 540, then 540, 630, 720 plus. So I can write this. Sine 4 pi plus how much? Would be pi by 4. That is 45. If I add in 720 plus 45, I will find this value will be first quadrant. No? So the value will be sine pi by 4. That is sine 45, and the value will be sine 45 will be 1 upon root 2. Okay. So that is how we can easily find the value by using this quadrant, this graph. So this graph is very most important. So we have to learn it by heart so that we can easily solve more kind of numericals based on this. Let us see one more. Next one, next example I have now. Now next value they are given 10. 19 pi by 3. First of all, we have to see 10 and it is positive. And 10 is positive only in first quadrant or third quadrant. So, what we can do here, we can write this 10. What we can write, if I goes to here, 2 pi, 3, then it's a multiple of 4 pi, then 6 pi like this. And here I will goes to what? And here I will try to find, that is, if I am finding this value, let us see. If I go for this, okay, let's go for 6 pi. Okay, so I can write it 6 pi plus pi by 3. So finally I found this value in this quadrant, and here 10 is positive. So I can write this value will be 10 pi by 3, that is root 3, 1060. So first we have to see if it is been positive. 10 will be positive in which quadrant? In the first quadrant or in the third quadrant. So we have to see like this how it will work. Okay. So now see there 0, 90, 180, 270, 360, 450, 540. For 540 it will be 3 pi. 18 into 3 is a 54. So 3 pi, 540, then we have 630, 720, 720, then we will have 810, then we will have 900, that will be 5 pi. 900 then 990, then 1080. 18 into 6, 108. So likewise, we can go and find, we can find a value of any trigonometric ratio, maybe of higher or maybe of lower value. Okay. Now we'll see more example for it, so that it will be more easier for you. Now we have cot minus 15 pi upon 4. Okay. So now we need to write. First of all, we have to say it is given in the negative value. So the cot will be negative in second quadrant and fourth quadrant. Okay. So I think we can write this. How we will try to write this? 4 pi minus pi by 4. Because cot will be negative in fourth quadrant. So I'm talking about this. So I got this. Now the value will be, that is of cot pi by 4, cot 45, reciprocal of 10, I will got value 10, 1. Okay. So that is how we can easily sort it out, this type of value. Okay. So now, or else we can write this also, because it's a negative case, no? So that is how we can easily do it. Now let us see more examples regarding this, how we can easily able to find a value from such type of graph. Okay. Now we'll move to the cos minus 1710. Okay, and we'll see that the cos value, where it will be negative. Cos will be negative in second quadrant and in third quadrant, no? Second and third quadrant. So we'll move to the where we can go for minus 7. It's a very high value, so we need to find. We have search here 1080, then we will have 1100 here, 1170, and we'll have 1260 here. Okay, 1260. Let us move. I think it will be sin pi. If I goes to, okay, so 1160, then we'll have, no, it's a 1260. No? So 1260. What will be 18 into 7? So 18 into 7 will be 112, 1120, 120. Now 120. Here it will be plus 90, 1210, and 1300, 1300, and 1300 will be, it will goes to more 1390. Then we'll have one more value here, that is 9 pi. So 9 into 18, it will be 1620. Now more we need to move 1620. Here I will get this. Okay, 1800. I think we need to sort it out. So it is 1620. Then I'll find this value is minus 1800. Okay, so I can write it will be 1800 minus 90. Okay. So here the value will goes to third quadrant, and the third quadrant means the cos will be negative. So now I got cos 90, that is 0. Okay. So we need to take care of it, at which value it will be there, in which quadrant. Okay, according to the value of the trigonometric ratio. Now we'll see the next numerical we have, like cosec minus 1410. Okay, now minus 1410. So it's not a big value. You can easily first see that cosec negative. So negative value will be in which quadrant? In which quadrant negative value of cosec will be in? In the third and the fourth quadrant. Okay. So now let us move here. Now I have 5, 1080. So 90, 170, then 170, 1 to 60. Okay, 1 to 60 here. Then we'll find. Okay, this one we have done 900. Okay, what I got is 18 into 5, 90, 900. 900, then it goes, let us see this, 1120. Okay, so 1120, then here it will 1210, 1210, then it will be 1300, 1300, 1300, and here 1390, 1390, here I have got this 1390, and here I have got this, which one value? If I see 9 pi, 18 into 9, no, it will be more, 16, it will be here 4 pi, 6 pi we have done. After 6, if I take 8 pi, okay, so 8 pi, right? So I find my value, minus 4, 1, 40 plus here got 30 degree. Okay, because I got this here, and from here I will minus 30 degree, so it will come in fourth quadrant. So in fourth quadrant we have, so for cosec will be negative. Now cosec 30 will be, that is the reciprocal of sin 30, half, it will be 2. It will be 2. Okay, so what they have? Okay. So likewise we can solve such kind of numericals based on this graph. Okay, one more we can solve sin minus 11 pi by 3. Now they are saying sin minus 11 pi by 3. Now if I see which value it is, it will be 66, 180 upon 3, 60, 660. So where it will be 660, we need to find. We can find it out. It's already given in the negative value. You can write this minus 4 pi plus pi by 3. Okay, because it is negative. So we will see that sine is negative in which quadrant? Third and fourth quadrant. So we will see this quadrant. Fourth quadrant sine will be negative. So we can write this. So we will find sine pi by 3. That is sine 60. So sine 60 will be, that is root 3 upon 2. Okay. So like this we can solve lot of numericals based on such type of graph. Okay. Let's find more. Sine 31 pi by 3. One more we can solve, sine 31 pi by 3 now. Now 31 pi by 3, what will be the value? If I say, it will be 10 pi plus pi by 3. I can write this 10 pi. It will go to this quadrant. 10 pi will be here. So plus pi by 3 because positive. So first we have to see that the ratio is given, trigonometric ratio is given positive. It will be in which quadrant? First quadrant. 10 pi plus pi by 3. So I can write it. Sine pi by 3, it will be sine 60, and sine 60 value is root 3 upon 2. Okay, so we can solve such kind of numericals based on such type of graph. Okay, let us see now another type of numerical which can come in exam based on this graph only. All these numericals of one type. Now the second type of numerical will solve what is given. Let us see and try to sort it out. Okay, now let us see. The question they are asking about cos x minus half. They given cos x is equal to minus half in second quadrant. That ratio is in second quadrant. We all know cos is negative in second quadrant. Now they are giving cos x is equal to minus half, and now they are asking to find other 5 trigonometric ratios. Let us see how to do it. If I got this cos x, I can find sec x, that is reciprocal of cos, minus 2. Sec will also be negative in second quadrant. Then The next topic will be able to see cos x is equal to minus half. Now sec we find. Now 1 plus tan square x is equal to sec square x. So I will find the value of tan square x by using this identity. 1 plus tan square x is equal to sec square x. So I will write sec square x minus 1. So minus 2 square minus 1. 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. But it will be negative. Why? Because tan is negative in second quadrant. So I have to take care of sign also of the trigonometric ratio. So now I got cos, sec, tan. Now I can find the ratio of tan is cot x, that is minus 1 upon 3. Okay, cot will be negative in second quadrant. So likewise we have find cot, tan, sec. 3 I have found, 4 cos x, left with 2 sine and cosec. So how will you find the value of sine? Using the identity, sine square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. So now I need to find the sine. So we'll keep cos square x, take cos square x from the RHS, 1 minus cos square x, that is 1 minus cos. What is the value of cos? Minus half. That is 3 by 4. And now sin x will be root 3 upon 2. Okay. And as we all know, sin is positive in second quadrant. Okay. So likewise we can find all the ratios. Now cosec will be the reciprocal of sin x. So I will got this. And second quadrant, sin of cosec will be positive. Okay. So likewise, this is the second type of numerical which belongs to this graph. So we now all know how important is this type of graph and how numerical can be asked in the exam from such type of graph. Okay, let us see one more example for this. Regarding this, they have given tan x is equal to minus 5 by 12. Now they are saying tan x is equal to minus 5 upon 12, and this ratio they are talking about given in second quadrant. Okay? So the second quadrant we all know that the tan is negative. So let us see how we are able to find other 5 ratios. Now we all know the reciprocal of tan is cot. So cot will be minus 12 upon 5. Okay. It will be negative because we are talking about the second quadrant. In second quadrant, tan of cot is negative. Now, how to find more? Using the identity. 1 plus tan square x is equal to sec square x. So 1 plus tan is equal to sec square x. 1 plus 25 upon 144 sec square x. Okay. So when we solve this, I got 169 upon 144 sec square x. Therefore, sec x is equal to 13 upon 12. But now see, we are talking about second quadrant, so sec will be negative. Because in second quadrant, only sine or cosec is positive. Now let us move to another one. Now we have seen sec, cot, tan. Now the reciprocal of sec will be cos. Minus 12 upon 30. But cos will also be negative because in second quadrant, only sine or cosec is positive. So we are able to find sine, cos, sec, tan, cot. 4 ratios now we have, left with 2, that is sine and cosec. How will we find the sine? Using the identity. Using the identity. Sine square x we need to find. We'll take cos square x on the RHS side. 1 minus cos square x. So 1 minus cos. We found this value. So I got this. I'm taking LCM now. We find 25 upon 169. So we find sine will be 5 upon 13 by taking the square root. So we find sin x will be 5 upon 13. It's positive value. Why? Because in second quadrant sin is positive. Now the cosec. We all know the reciprocal of sine, that is 13 upon 5. It will also be positive because in second quadrant we have sine and cosec both positive. So this is how, I hope it's clear to everyone. Now this is how we can solve such kind of numericals based on this graph. Okay, so we'll move to the next topic. Okay, thank you.